So yeah, let's get started. We'll do a meditation first and then do a bit of seated and standing chair yoga. And you can have your puppy here to join you. So when you come to your seat, I'll turn my chair so you can see how I'm sitting. But preferably, you want to have your hips above your knees. That will take a bit of strain out of your hip flexors. So we won't be sitting back here. You want to have your feet fully grounded on the ground. So you want to sit more towards the edge of your seat, both of your sit bones. You can feel if you rock right and left will be firmly planted on the chair. And both your feet are placed fully on the ground. You can feel the ground beneath you. Hands are on your lap. And just go ahead and close your eyes and drop into stillness. Your feet are about hips distance apart. Shrug your shoulders back and down. Tuck your chin slightly to lengthen the back of the neck, your cervical spine. And go ahead and start to notice the breath. Notice if your breath feels deep or shallow. Notice where your breath flows within you. Notice the rise and fall of the belly, the chest, the shoulders. We'll take one cleansing breath together, exhaling all of the air out of your mouth. Inhaling through your nose. Inhale a little bit more to the top of your breath. Exhale all through your mouth. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling through your nose. Inhale a little bit more. And exhale through your mouth. And just allow the breath to be easy, flowing in and out of your nose, keeping the mouth closed. With every inhale, filling up the belly, filling up the lungs, growing a little bit taller. With every exhale, softening down into your seat, grounding down, softening your body. Inhale to create space. And exhale to dissolve any tension that you're holding. Easy inhale, easy exhale. Not straining, not creating any more tension, but creating space and dissolving that tension. Keeping the eyes closed, the hands are soft, the feet are grounded. Trust your seat. Soften the muscles of the face, the space between the eyebrows and the temples. Unhinge your jaw and release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Allow the shoulders to drop down away from your ears, creating more space at the neck. Relax the upper torso. Allow the breath to move easily in the lungs. Soften the belly. Allow the belly to expand and contract with the breath, but not forcing the movement. Allowing that natural space in the belly. Creating space for your digestive organs. See if you can soften the hip muscles. Trust in your seat and relax your low back muscles. The sit bones are heavy on your chair. Relax your hip flexor muscles at the front of your hips. Your bones are stacked one on top of the other. Your head is stacked squarely over your spine. Shoulders over hips. Knees over ankles. Coming into complete stillness. Your only movement is your breath. Take a few more easy breaths here. And slowly start to deepen the breath so that you can hear your own breath. Notice that this breath is starting to warm up the nasal cavity. Maybe you notice warmth flowing into your body as well. This is still an easy breath coming in and out of your nose. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, slide the shoulders back and down. One more time. Inhale, grow tall. Maybe you shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders come back and down, falling away from the ears. Chin comes towards your chest. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe you shake your head yes and no. Just releasing any tension in the back of the neck. You can interlace your hands behind your head and press your head into your hands, creating more space at the cervical spine. You can keep your eyes closed here. Stay with your deep, sonorous breath. And exhale, your hands come back down to your thighs. Inhale, head lifts, chin lifts. Chin lifts so much that you look up towards the ceiling, dropping your head back, opening the front of the throat as much as you feel comfortable. So not so much that you lose the breath and you're straining your neck, but just enough to create a slight stretch in the front of the throat. You can release the jaw. Maybe take a few circles with your jaw. And inhale, your head comes back up. Exhale, your right ear towards your right shoulder. Shrug your left shoulder down away from your left ear. And you can make micro movements with your head. So you can turn your chin down and turn your chin up, finding any spots of tension in the left side of your neck. Moving slowly and mindfully here. Exhale, bring your chin toward your chest, and then inhale, roll your left ear towards your left shoulder. Exhale, your right shoulder away from your right ear, creating more space in the right side of the neck. And you can make some micro movements here with your chin, looking up and down, slowly and mindfully. Maybe you stay in one position where you feel like you found a good spot. Inhale, create space there. Exhale, release any tension that you're holding. The head is heavy. Exhale, chin toward your chest. Inhale, your head lifts. Widen your feet slightly wider than your hips. Not so much that your seat starts to fall off of your chair. You can back up slightly if you feel like you're gonna fall forward, but we are going to fold forward. So have your feet about hips distance apart. Back up so you can see me. And then start to hinge at your hips. So you can rock right and left, about halfway folding down, really finding your grounded seat. Bring your hands to your knees or your elbows. Start to breathe into the back muscles. So breathe into your lower back. And exhale, release. Do that one more time. Inhale, breathe into your lower back and your upper back. You can round the back slightly. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. Drop the head this time. Exhale, release. And we'll start to fold forward. If you're really tight in your low back, what I would recommend is a couch cushion or any kind of pillow. You fold it in at your low belly and then you drape yourself over it. Then you can reach your arms down by your sides and let your head hang heavy and shake your head yes and no. Relax the muscles of the face, relax the jaw. Really allow your head to hang heavy, releasing any tension in the spine, taking any pressure off of that low back. That's why we're tipping ourselves over upside down. So your arms can hang heavy by your side, or you can even grab opposite elbows like this, as long as your head can kind of fit in between them so that your head is not hitting your forearms. So if you need to, you can hold wrists or elbows, but allow your head to hang heavy. You can shake your head yes and no. Just stay here for a few breaths. Trust in your seat. And just as we did with our seated meditation, relax your face, your shoulders, shrug down towards your ears. Relax your upper torso. Relax your belly and your lower back. Relax your hips. Bring your hands towards your ankles or your shins and slowly start to roll up. So you'll start by pulling your belly button in towards your spine, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, and your head will come up last. So we're following that natural curvature of the spine. So we can try that one more time. Inhaling, draping your belly and your torso over your pillow or your legs, allowing your arms to hang heavy, your head hangs heavy. Shake it out. And then slowly, when you're ready, hug your navel in towards your spine. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Your head comes up last. Very good. You can take as many as those as you feel you need throughout the day, because I know a lot of us spend time seated, and adding this pillow in for comfort is a really great modification. So we'll do a couple of standing postures and then we'll come back to our seat to finish. So I'm gonna spin my chair so that you can see what I'm doing, but you can leave your chair wherever is best for you to see the video. So coming up, bringing your hips to the back of your chair. This is also why it's important not to have a chair that has wheels. You don't want it to be sliding around because that'll decrease the stability in your postures. Your hips are right just underneath, your feet are right underneath your hips. You can bring your hands to the back of your chair. Shift your weight towards your left foot. So your hips are coming over your left foot. And we're going to step back with the right foot and just have a gentle bend in that left knee. You can bend the back knee down, bringing it down towards the earth, and then stand back up. Reach the right heel back towards the ground. Come onto the toes, shift your hips forward, bend the knee, come down. Inhale, come back up. Shift your right heel back and down. If your heel doesn't come down to the ground, that's totally fine. You're just trying to find length in the back of the right leg. Come back up onto the toes, shifting your weight forward. Right knee comes down. You can always bring a towel underneath your knees here if you feel like you need to stay down a bit longer. But we're really trying to warm up the muscles in the legs, shifting the heel back. Exhaling down. And inhaling to come back up. One more time. Exhale down. Inhale, shift your weight back. Good. So here it's really important if you would like to get more of a stretch in the front of the hip flexors, which feels really good and takes a lot of pressure off of the low back, because these hip flexors are shortening all day if you're sitting. And if you lengthen them, they're less likely to pull on your low back muscles. So here what we're doing is your hip flexors on the front of your thigh or the front of your hip are being lengthened. This would be shortening it. So When your leg is back, see if you can bend your knee forward more and tuck your hips forward with your knee. And once you're here, you'll start to feel that stretch in your right hip flexor. Just take a few breaths here. And we'll bring a little bit of movement with the arms once you've found your stability. Inhaling the right arm up. Exhale, look back over your right shoulder. Your right arm goes back. Windmilling it back forward. Look up, your head can follow the thumb. Exhale, it goes back. If you're feeling wobbly here, look down at your feet and make sure that they're still hips distance apart. So if your right foot is right behind your left foot, you're gonna be kind of standing like on a tightrope and you'll be struggling to balance a bit. But if your right foot is wider than your hip, then you have a firm grounding here and it's less likely for your hips to fall one way or the other, but they can be centered in between your grounded legs. Step your right foot back forward and we'll go towards the other side. So just take a moment here and find the grounding in your 2 feet. Your hips are centered in between them. Maybe you rock forward and back on your feet. Noticing if your weight was shifted more towards your heels or toward your toes. You were standing on the left versus the right side. Noticing where you're compensating. Taking a few breaths to ground back down. You can bend the knees, shake out the legs a bit. And then straightening the knees, shift your weight towards the right leg this time. Bring your hips over your right foot. And then we'll step the left foot back this time. Look down at your feet, make sure they're still hips distance apart. You can always bring your left foot a little bit wider so you have more stability there. Bend that right knee, maybe your left toes slide back just a little bit more. Your chair is here for stability. Reaching your left heel back and down, find length in the back of the left leg. Maybe this is a nice calf stretch for you, or maybe you're already feeling it in your left hip flexor a bit. Finding space there. Exhale, shift your hips forward, bring your knee down. Inhale to stand back up, straightening the left leg, reaching the heel back and down. Exhale, knee to the floor. And your knee doesn't have to touch the floor. You can just hover and inhale, straightening the back leg. Take a few more like this. Bringing the knee down. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bring the knee down. Inhale, straightening the back leg. Shift your weight forward slightly, raising the toes, and then shift your hips forward with your knee going forward. You're finding that length in the left hip flexor this time. Taking a few breaths here. You can bring some movement into this posture, lifting your left arm up this time, following your thumb with your eyes. Your arm comes back and around. Do this a few times. When your arm comes up, your shoulder can come up towards your ear, lifting your fingers up towards the ceiling. You're creating more space between your shoulder and your hip. Exhale, your hand back and down. Placing your hands back on the chair, shift your weight forward and step forward. You can shake out your legs. And then we'll do one more stretch. Coming back to your seat. We'll open the hips a little bit more. So coming back onto the edge of your seat. Your feet are about hips distance apart. And ground down into your sit bones once more. You can close the eyes here, drop your shoulders back and down. Flutter the eyes open. And bring the left knee in towards your belly. Again, interlace your hands at your shin and just hug your knee in towards your belly. And hug the elbows in towards your torso. If this feels good, stay here. If you want to try to go a little bit deeper, you can cross your left ankle over your right knee and then allow the knee to fall down. If this puts too much pressure on your knee, you can leave it up. Just leave your hands here. But if you can allow your knee to fall down slightly, flex your toes, engaging the muscles of the shin and the calf, the muscles around the knee and the thigh. If you need to shift back slightly, that's okay. Just find your grounded seat here. You can hold on to the back of your chair and stretch through the front of the collarbones and lift your chin up. That feels good. Keeping the front foot flexed, your toes are coming back towards your chin. Or you can bring your right hand to your foot, your left hand to your knee, creating a stable table here. Inhale to create length in the torso and fold gently over your leg. So you might be here and already feeling it in your hip. That's okay. If you do this every day, you'll get a little bit deeper. Or you can bring your chest towards your shin a little bit further. I don't want you to be rounding your back too much here. So if you feel like you're here really trying to get over your leg, you want your forehead to touch your shin, that's not really the goal, because then you're shortening here more, you're straining your low back muscles. Try to sit up tall as you sit in this posture. And then lead with your heart. So you're keeping the collarbones broad, your shoulders stay back. You can kind of hug your elbows in towards your torso to help. And instead of dropping the chin towards your chest and hanging your head, try to lead with the crown of your head forward so that you're still creating length in the back of your neck. And always remember to stay with your breath here. And then inhale to come back up, long spine. Hug your knee back in towards your belly. And then bring your left foot back and down. You can bring your feet back to hips distance apart. Maybe you walk your left foot in slightly. Ground your sit bones back down on the chair, and then hug your right knee in towards your belly. Notice if you rounded your back slightly here. Try to shrug your shoulders back and down, hugging the navel in towards your spine slightly to create more sturdiness at your core to help keep you erect. Hugging your elbows in towards your torso. You can stay here if this is comfortable for you. I'll turn back to face you. And then when you're ready, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. You can always stay here if you hear a pop in your knee, or you can come out of it, shift, recenter, try again. Flexing your foot so that you engage the muscles of the calf and the thigh. Sitting up tall, you can grab the back of your chair, broadening the collarbones, lifting your chin up, shrugging the shoulder blades towards each other. Take a few breaths here. And bringing the chin back down. Your left hand can come towards your foot, right hand towards your knee to stabilize the top leg. And then hinge at the hips, folding over. So you're still staying strong in the torso. You're engaging those muscles along the side of your spine to keep your spine really long, reaching through the crown of your head to fold forward. You might feel this in your glute. You might feel this in your psoas muscle, which wraps in the front of your hip, and then you also have this hip flexor here, and you have low back muscles called your quadratus laborum. So all of those are interconnected, and that's why this is such a good stretch, because you might feel it differently somewhere different every time you do this stretch, depending on the way that you were sitting or if you did more walking that day. Just always try to breathe into that space where you feel that tension. So inhale to create space. And exhale to dissolve the tension. Take one more deep breath. And when you're ready to come out, hold on to that knee and hug it into your belly. And then exhale, bring your foot back down. And then bring your feet hips distance apart again. Make sure your sit bones are on the chair, trusting your seat. Shrug your shoulders up, back, and down. Tuck your chin slightly. Reach to the crown of your head on an inhale. Inhaling your arms over your head. Exhale, twist to the right so that your left hand comes outside your right knee. Inhale to grow taller in your spine. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Do that one more time. Inhale, head and the crown of your head lifts up, creating length in the spine. Exhale, twists, look over your right shoulder. Bring your chin back towards the front. Untwist, re-squaring your shoulders. Inhaling, your arms come up again. Exhale, your right hand comes to the left knee. Your hand can come back and grab onto the back of your chair, or it can wrap around your back. Inhale to create length in your torso. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Only do what feels good. You're not trying to create any more tension in your body. Bring your chin back forward. Square your shoulders forward. Bring your hands back to your thighs. Close your eyes. Soften the face, the jaw, the shoulders. Soften the torso. Soften the hips. We'll take one last cleansing breath together. Exhaling all of the air out of your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Inhale a little bit more. And exhale through your mouth. And then thank yourself for showing up for yourself and noticing your breath and being aware of your body and the way that it moves and taking time for yourself today.